If you're watching this video, it's not by accident. It means your soul is ready to step onto a different timeline, one where life flows easier, where your desires feel natural, where things just work. But if you feel like you've tried all the different manifestation techniques out there and you're still stuck in the same patterns in your life, then let me be the one to tell you, you're not the problem. What if I told you that there's something deeper going on that's preventing you from breaking through to the life you've been craving? It's not that you're doing anything wrong. You're just missing one key piece that most people overlook or don't even know about when it comes to truly shifting your life and manifesting your dream reality. And when you understand the concept I'm going to share with you today in this video and over the next few videos in this series, and most importantly, when you implement it into your life, you will be able to unlock the door to your dream reality and start living it now. There'll be no more feeling stuck or frustrated or lost or overwhelmed. Quantum physicists have written about how there are infinite timelines available to you right now. There's not just one path in life for you. Every thought and every decision that you make creates a new timeline, a new path. And here's the exciting part. It's possible for you to experience any timeline you choose. It's why you hear about zero to hero success stories where people achieve things against all odds. It's how some people go from being homeless to becoming millionaires, like one of my mentors, Garen Jones. It's how some people come from the most difficult and traumatic upbringings, yet change things to start experiencing abundance, love, and happiness in their lives. It's all because they chose that different timeline. The problem is, most people try to change their life through conscious thoughts and actions, when 95% of what you do and you attract and you allow is shaped by your subconscious mind. The conscious mind sets the goal, but the subconscious mind runs the show. So even though you have infinite timelines available to you, you might find your subconscious mind is blocking off many of these paths and keeping you stuck on the same path in reality that you're not satisfied with or that just no longer resonates. Now, for some of you who might think that all of what I'm talking about is a little bit out there, hear me out. Have you ever found yourself wanting more money, but then scoffing at people who are wealthy? Or maybe you've caught yourself saying things like, must be nice, when you see other people living a beautiful life. Or maybe you find yourself complaining about how every time you get ahead, something comes up that brings you back to square one again. Or have you ever felt like you can't let yourself fully relax until you've reached a certain goal? These thoughts and habits may seem harmless, but they subtly train your subconscious to see things like money as hard to get, or limited, or unsafe, which shapes the opportunities that you then see. It shapes how we show up, and even what we allow ourselves to receive. And if your subconscious is still loyally subscribed to a story of lack, fear, or unworthiness, that's the timeline it will keep choosing for you, and it will block off the timelines that do align with your ideal dream reality. Now, if you've been learning about manifestation for a while, I'm sure you've probably heard people tell you to not say things like, money doesn't grow on trees, right? And maybe you've even tried cutting these sorts of sayings out of your vocabulary. But if you're still not seeing significant changes in your life, it's because you haven't been told the full picture. Now, let me let you into a secret. I'm actually not one of those people where manifesting my dreams and goals always happened easily for me. In fact, the opposite. And while it's true that in recent years I've had a lot of success with vision boards, with scripting, with visualization, where almost everything I've put my mind to has come into my life, there was a much longer time before that when nothing seemed to be working for me. I was the poster girl for being the burnt out and broke, unsuccessful wannabe entrepreneur. And I was on that life path for years. Despite the fact that I was reading books about manifestation, I was watching all the videos, I was trying every technique I could find, and every day that passed by where I still didn't get any changes and still didn't see any results in my life, the doubts in my head just grew louder and louder. And then one day I had an epiphany. Those thoughts that bullied me and tormented me were the clue I'd actually been searching for. They were showing me the life path my subconscious had been choosing. Day after day after day. Despite all my efforts and best intentions, I was still choosing the life path that I didn't want. I was still waking up every day as the version of me who felt stuck, unpopular, like a loser, who always watched everybody else win from the sidelines while I was sat on the loser bench. As the philosopher Dr. Uspensky said, to change the external world, you must first change your attitude towards it. Your brain must just be stuck. Look at you. Nothing's worked. You'll never get the results you want. Of course my brain can change. Anyone's brain can change at any age. And neuroscience has now proved it. Every day is an opportunity for me to grow new neural pathways. And that starts by me telling myself a new story from now on and fully committing to it. We're talking about something called neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Our brain is made up of billions of neurons, and when we think or do something, these neurons communicate with each other. Each time we think a thought, form a belief, or perform an action, the neurons responsible for that behavior connect and form a neural pathway. Now here's the thing, the more we repeat a thought or action, the stronger and more ingrained that pathway becomes. So for example, if you've spent years believing I'm not good enough or I can never succeed, you've built neural pathways that reinforce those beliefs. And so it kind of becomes an automatic thought for your brain to go down those roads, and those beliefs guide the choices that you make as if on autopilot. But the good news is, none of it is set in stone. We can build new neural pathways. We can do that today. Neuroplasticity shows us that with consistent effort and intentional practice, we can rewire our brains to adopt new thoughts, new beliefs, and new behaviors, creating new results. For example, there's a neuroscientist called Dr. Norman Doidge, and in his book, The Brain That Changes Itself, he outlines how people with brain injuries and those suffering from mental health issues have used neuroplasticity to overcome limitations and completely change their situation. One study showed that patients with brain injuries were able to regain function through retraining their brains through repetition, demonstrating that the brain can shift its pathways at any age, no matter the circumstances, as long as we are committed to the process. This means even if you've been stuck in old patterns for years, you too have the power to change, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Every thought, belief, and action you take from now on can start building a new set of neural pathways that align with the future life path that you desire. But Lucie, what if you can't stick to it? I don't trust you anymore. Look, I understand that you don't trust me right now. I know that I've gotten our hopes up hundreds of times, over and over and over again. We've tried so many things, but never really fully followed through with any of them. But this time, I'm going to take a much less extreme approach, one that I can stick to, one that's easy, and step by step, I'll get you to trust me again. Here's the thing, most self-help gurus and success coaches will tell you that you need to go all in from the start. They'll tell you to cut out everything that doesn't serve you and commit 100% to your new life starting today. They make us think that in order to achieve our dreams, we have to go big or go home, and the universe will just make everything fall into place instantly. But most of the time, this all or nothing approach isn't sustainable and ends up backfiring. Have you ever experienced that before? For example, when someone wants to lose weight, they might go on a super restrictive diet, cutting out all their favorite foods, all enjoyment from life, or they might go from never exercising at all to trying to work out 7 days a week. Sure, they may stick to it for a week or two, but eventually the extreme changes catch up. They get exhausted, life happens, and they fall off track, reinforcing the belief that, see, I can't lose weight, and I'm not good enough, and I can never stick to a workout routine or diet. And this keeps you stuck on the current path and not the new path you want to align with. The thing is, success isn't about going all in and changing everything at once. It's about taking small, consistent baby steps that are easy to stick to so that you never burn out. That's been my key to success after years of trying it the other way. Whether it's staying healthy, building my brand on YouTube, or practicing daily habits that support my mental health and my spiritual well-being. And the science backs me up too. Dr. BJ Fogg, A Stanford behavioral scientist developed the tiny habits method after years of research. Fogg's findings are clear. Small, incremental changes are much more effective than drastic ones. He discovered that when we start with tiny, easy-to-do habits, we're much more likely to build them into sustainable routines. This method is all about gentle consistency, not dramatic intensity. And if you're ready to break free from that pattern of all or nothing, starting and stopping and never making any progress, it's time to take a much more practical and sustainable approach. One where you will actually see that you are more than good enough and more than capable to achieve the results that you want. In this series and beyond, we'll build the foundation for lasting change that's going to change your life for the better forever. That's how I've created the results in my life, and it's how you can too. Now, I know this sounds really great in theory, but how do you actually break free from this cycle of repeating patterns? Well, don't worry, I've got you. In the next video of this series, I'm going to walk you through the exact powerful exercise that I guide my Align students through that's going to help you to break free from the loops that have been keeping you stuck. This exercise is the key to unlocking your new path and starting to align with the life that you've been dreaming of. Trust me, you don't want to miss this because it's going to make all the difference in finally stepping into your dream reality and leaving the old patterns behind for good, because I know how frustrating that is. But Lucie, I don't know what our blocks are, so how can we remove them? It's okay, you don't need to know exactly every single block that you have before you can start making progress. What's really important is to become aware of our patterns that have been keeping us stuck. Awareness is the first step in rewiring those neural pathways that we talked about earlier. Just by noticing these negative thoughts, these feelings and behaviors reduces the power they have over you. And then once you're aware of the thoughts and patterns that no longer serve you, then you can start to replace them with new ones. For example, a study on addiction by Dr. Judith Peck, who's a psychologist and cognitive behavioral therapist, found that when participants became aware of the negative behaviors that were driving their addiction, they were then able to shift their patterns significantly and their ability to overcome their addiction massively increased. That's what's happening with you right now. Our minds are addicted to certain familiar patterns. They've become so ingrained that they feel attractive to our brains, even when they don't serve us. But once you become aware of them, everything becomes so much easier. So I've got something to help you with getting clear on the exact blocks that have been stopping you for free at the end of this video. But Lucie, what I'm worried about is, even if I do manage to remove my blocks and start a new path, is it too late for me to start over in life? I know that we thought we would be further along in life than we are right now. And sure, we would have loved for some things to have happened to us earlier. We really do have an infinite choice of life paths ahead of us to take. It's never too late. Did you know that Stan Lee started his comic book career when he was 39? And if he had said to himself that it was too late to start a new career, the world would never have got Spider-Man, X-Men, Captain America, or the Incredible Hulk. Who else? If Vera Wang had decided that she was too old to pursue her dreams, she would never have become one of the most iconic fashion designers well into her 40s. And how many of you have heard of Louise Hay? If Louise Hay had thought that she should slow down and stop dreaming big in her 50s, she would never have gotten her breakthrough as an author and go on to help millions of people through her teachings. And if Morgan Freeman let his limiting beliefs win, he wouldn't have got his first breakthrough acting role in a movie in his 50s. And Carmen Herrera sold her first painting at the age of 89 after painting daily for over 60 years. If she had decided that it was too late for her or that she wasn't good enough, she would never have become an art world sensation in her 90s with major exhibitions in New York and London. So if there's a dream or a goal that you've wanted to experience for years, and no matter what you do or how hard you've been trying, nothing seems to be changing, it's not time to give up. It's just time for a different approach. And the first step is to acknowledge that those voices in your head are not telling you the truth. But here's the thing that many people don't realize about manifestation, and it's stopping them from getting results, so it's my responsibility to clear this up. Many people try to manifest by using great techniques like scripting, affirmations, vision boards, visualization methods, but often they're only doing it on a conscious level and not allowing it to work on a subconscious level. They try it for a little bit and wonder why nothing's shifting in their lives. The reason is you don't manifest through conscious thoughts. You manifest from your subconscious. As Neville Goddard says, the subconscious mind is the door to the infinite, and when you impress it with a thought, it takes that thought as an order and brings it into being. Once I shifted the way I was manifesting and rewired my subconscious and started shifting those deep-rooted beliefs and patterns, that's when manifestation methods like scripting and vision boards and visualization and affirmations started to work for me. That's when I felt so aligned with the inevitability of my goals, that the things I was writing down and putting on my vision boards were manifesting faster than I could even tick them off. That's when I finally broke through financial ceilings that I'd felt were blocking me and keeping me stuck for years. That's when my day-to-day life completely transformed and became unrecognizable in all the best ways. So if you've been trying to manifest maybe for years and you haven't been getting the results that you want, if you've been trying techniques that you see work for other people but they haven't been working for you, and I know how frustrating that is, please don't give up. That doesn't mean that you're broken, that you're unfixable. It doesn't mean that the techniques don't work. It just means that up until now, you've been approaching those methods, those techniques from the wrong angle, with the wrong energy. And I promise you, it doesn't have to take another X number of years to get the changes in your life that you want. What if you could be open to the possibility to give yourself another chance, and this time to approach the manifestation work from a new perspective with new energy to activate a new life path for yourself? So, what beliefs have been shaping your reality recently? The ones that say that people like me don't get things like that, or it's too late for me, or if I were to try again, I'd just fail anyway. That's not your intuition talking. That's old programming speaking from a nervous system that doesn't know yet that what you want is completely safe for you to have. And today's the day that we're going to change that for the better. Imagine having a clear way to spot these beliefs and rewire them into something that empowers you instead of keeps you stuck. That's exactly why I made the New Path Creator for you. This simple yet powerful exercise helps you to pinpoint the exact subconscious beliefs that have been holding you back in any and every area in your life, whether that is in relationships, money, your confidence, or stepping into your true power, the version of you that is waiting to be unleashed to the world. And I'm not talking about another generic worksheet. This is a deeply transformative exercise that's helped so many people already break through their blocks and step onto the new path they were always meant to be on. Make sure to download it using the link below and complete it right after watching this for best results. So now that we've uncovered that there have been old stories that have been creating the same old patterns, how do you actually release your subconscious programming and activate your new desired reality? In the next video of this series, I'm going to walk you through a powerful step-by-step process that I use inside my Align program to actually release these beliefs from your body and anchor in the new ones. And in the fourth and final episode of this video series, I'll show you how to permanently select your new path to finally start experiencing life in an entirely new and beautiful way. Make sure that you've hit the subscribe button and ring my bell so that you don't miss it.